Hey, how's it going, guys? Today I'm going to be showing you what I did to block the bots from filling out the contact form on my website. This is an ongoing problem over the span of probably a few months where every hour or so there'd be a form submission to my website, and basically that would result in these bots that were just essentially just spamming my website with form submissions for pretty much no reason whatsoever. It was completely unnecessary, and it was getting annoying having all of those notifications all of the time when there was not a legitimate person filling out the contact form. So I wanted to continue having the contact form just because I feel like it's a nice resource to give and provide to my viewers, but I did not want to have form submissions on my website from the contact form all the time. So I'm going to show you what I did to fix that. As you can see on your screen here, this is the first thing that I did. This is Cloudflare Turnstile. And basically what Cloudflare is able to do is they essentially give you a CAPTCHA that you can add to your website, and it basically blocks the spam from the website essentially. That way it can filter out the unwanted submissions to your form, or unwanted people to access your site, I guess you could say, as well, because you could put it on different website pages or buttons as well to prevent people from accessing content that you don't want them to access if they're not a legitimate person. This kind of just verifies that the user is an actual person, not necessarily a bot. So I'm going to switch over to here real quick so I can pull up my website on the other screen. But I do want to show you kind of what that looks like in terms of my website. So let's go back here to my website, and we go to the contact form. As you can see at the bottom down here, it pulls up a Cloudflare kind of like captcha looking window here, and basically this is just filtering out, like I said, the unwanted traffic, and this resulted in a success automatically here, but a lot of the times it will actually pop up with an image you have to select or a button you have to click to pass the captcha, and this is a required element in the form, so it basically requires you to fill this out before submitting the contact form. So that's kind of helping with that. Now, a lot of the form submissions I was getting actually was directly faced towards my post request. So if you go back here to if we go back to code here, you'll see that in VS Code I have this URL that is accepting the post requests from my contact form. Now, this is fantastic, but the issue with that is that it is open to the public, that anyone can send a post request and essentially fill out a contact form on my website without actually filling it out and going through the CAPTCHA like they should be. So that is obviously an issue, and that is what we're going to fix today. So if you go back over here to my contact form, I'm going to have to blur out probably the site key and that kind of stuff for Turnstile. But if we copy this right here, actually Cloudflare provides this code on their website, and this is just basic HTML code. If we add this in before the submit button to our form, so if you click enter, add that in there, and if we go back here, we can see that it is just essentially calling this JavaScript code and saying on load, it's going to pull up Turnstile. So if we save this here and we open up our website again, if we go back to our website and we go to home and you go down to IT solutions and click learn more. Okay, so I totally forgot, we actually have to add one more thing. If we go back to our contact form and we go up to the top here in the scripts, I added this up in the head of the website, and basically that's just, I think it's just mapping it somewhere in the website, that way it loads correctly. If we reload here, as you can see, we have the success banner here. It looks like the email, well, that's kind of annoying. As I was saying, it looks like the email is not rendering correctly now, but as you can see, it was just pretty much that easy to add it to the website. Obviously, it's not formatted correctly. I need to go back and reformat this. The fix for this is just going to be modifying some of the divs and dividers in the website. That way I can format it so that way there's a line break. So it's going to go email, line break, and then the submit button. But honestly, it's super easy to get this added. If I go back to the contact form over here, as you can see, it's not center because I really don't care. But it does load correctly, and it loads pretty quickly as well, which is good. If we go back over here to code, you can see that I have quite a few HTML tags and styles. So I'm not going to fix how it's rendered in this video, but I just kind of want to show you real quick how easy it is to use Cloudflare Turnstile. If we go back over to Cloudflare here, let me switch my window back over. If we go over to Turnstile here, when we add a site, we can actually add one of the domains that we own. So I'm going to go down here to, these are all going to be blurred out, I apologize. If we go over here to Beam Networks, beamnet.works, okay, we say Beam Networks, and we scroll down, there's actually different options here. So we can say invisible challenge that does not require interaction. This will not pop up anything on your website. We could do a purely non-interactive challenge, which the users might see a widget with a loading bar for the browser challenge to run, or a manage widget that actually does pop up a checkbox usually. So we can also do pre-clearance, which means if a user was previously on another similar Cloudflare site and Cloudflare has already approved them for Turnstile, they already got passed with the check verification. If we turn that on, the pre-clearance, that basically just bypasses it for them and makes the user experience a little bit better just because it's already been completed. So if we go back over here, we can see that we have a Turnstile widget, and we can use the site key and secret key to fill this in on our web server, basically in the HTML code. If we go back over here to VS Code, you'll see that I do have the public site key right here. That is just from Cloudflare that verifies your challenge and adds it to their endpoints. I'm assuming that way you can get analytics and that kind of thing as well. If we go back to our Turnstile sites, you'll see right over here, for this one, you have a 70% visitor solve rate at this point in time, 10 challenges issued in the past 24 hours, 3 unsolved, so it's kind of blocking some, as you can see, which is amazing. The nice thing too about this form is that because I'm using a post request, it actually includes the turnstile like key in the post request, which means that I can verify this in my post request processing, and I can ensure that the user is a legitimate user when the post request is received. So I can kind of verify it in 2 steps here, when they fill out the form and when it hits the post request. So I can require this in the post request for it to do anything on my end. That way I don't have users going directly to my post request endpoint. So this is kind of just a quick little overview of Cloudflare Turnstile. I hope it's helpful to you. It's been really nice for me. It's reduced the contact form submissions by quite a bit. So this is something that I'm going to implement across all of my contact forms on every site from now on. Like I said, it was super beneficial to me, and I hope that you can say the same for you. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I will leave some resources to Cloudflare Turnstile down in the description below. I know they provided a lot of the HTML code for this on their documentation, which is fantastic. So, like I said, it's super easy to set up, and I highly recommend you do so. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I will see you in the next video.